It's starting. We weren't live yet.
Oh, darn it.
Do it again, Aiden.
Do it again, Aiden. Go, ah!
Good morning, Creative Companions. I'm Kim. This is Creative Companions, where we're all believing mirrors for one another. I believe in you and your creative process, and I appreciate you believing in mine and showing up time after time. Right now, we are going through the book The Artist's Way, and we are on chapter 7. Recovering a sense of connection is what we're going to be talking about today. While we create, you're going to need your magic markers, all the colors, and blank page, a cardboard, scrap paper, something to write on, and less than an hour's time. We always start with the breath, so let's take some deep breaths in together, in through our nose and out through our mouth. Do that again. Continue to breathe like that while you gather your things. That's my grandson and my daughter in the background there, Aubrey and Aiden. You're on camera right now.
Okay.
Now your heads are cut off.
I
ID.
Yeah.
Aiden's happy. It's a beautiful day where we are. We're in Columbus, Ohio. It's 11 o'clock. All is well. We're gathering to create and talk about recovering a sense of connection. Breathing in through our nose, breathing out through our mouth. Here in a moment, we'll begin with meditation. We meditate to come fully to the present moment. I so appreciate you all for being here with me now. It's all is well now. It's good to be here now. I'm happy now. In Creative Companions, we're learning to talk to ourselves kindly, speak kindly, like the tattoo someone I know has on his arm. Reminder, speak kindly. So for this meditation, I'd just like to ask you to breathe in, pause, breathe out, long. Breathe in and continue to breathe. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so, or just set your gaze. I guess look at me if you want to. I'm practicing the art of listening in Creative Companions. As we just simply breathe, all you have to do is breathe and listen, maybe all day. But for now, we're meditating. So breathing in, we meditate to come to the present moment, to be here now, in this room, in this moment, in this body. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel all the places where you connect with the floor or with the earth that you're sitting or standing upon. Continue to breathe. Consider the blank page that you have in front of you. My blank page. Hold that in your hands. Stare at your blank canvas instead of closing your eyes. Continue to breathe. There's nothing here. It's new. It's new now. A fresh beginning. This moment, every moment, is a chance to begin anew. Breathing in a calmer you. Each breath leads you to the next. Just as each movement of your hand as you create will take you to the next movement or the next brushstroke. There is no thinking necessary here. As we silence the mind and slow the breath, notice that we become more present. Life, like art, happens moment to precious moment. The crow caws. We're more present now. Now we are relaxing into the creative process. that's coming up. No need to be nervous. We're just breathing and listening, and we just came here to have fun. The Crow Cause, breathe in and out. Grateful for this moment. I am grateful for this opportunity to create something new with you. This blank canvas that you have before you is all you. This is your individual new beginning. Consider this a fresh start. Just breathing in and out. Slowly. Slowing the breath for a few moments. Simply noticing the sounds around you and realizing, well, here we are. Here we are. Together in this now. This divine connection. This internet connection. Here we are together in this now, in this room, in this space, in our own bodies, free to just be here now with me. Thank you. And guide you best I can as we together do this thing, this artist way, chapter 7. I'm grateful to be here now with y'all. Keep breathing now. Practicing the art of listening and meditating, focusing on the breath. All the sounds we hear just help us relax more. I'm grateful that you're all here now with me, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to share my way of giving back to the collective consciousness. It says I have one distracted by the collective consciousness. Back to the breath. It is my belief and my experience that creation heals. Creation heals. I believe we're all creations and therefore have within us the natural desire and therefore ability to create. It's my mission with these live feeds to help people uncover that part of themselves so often hidden by self-doubt, society's expectations, trauma, our environment. I'm here to help you silence the censor and learn to listen to that voice that says, oh yeah, I can try that. We learn to say yes. Yes, I could, and yes, I will. And we do the dang thing. We make the painting, we sing the song, we do the dance, we raise our vibration. That's the main thing, is realizing together that we're all just energy, pure creative energy, and the things that we do to raise our vibration helps you and you and you and you. And in the sea of we all feel better. We get into the flow. It's not the finished product that we're going for, though we'll get there. It's the act of doing the thing, of play in the moment with your artist self that is of the utmost importance. So we silence any voice that's saying anything negative. I don't even like to say the negative things out loud myself. We're taking away the need to judge the work that we're creating and not even call it work, but call it play. There's no right or wrong way to make your art or write in your journal or to meditate. Stay in your space. Stay in your body. Keep your eyes on your path. Stay in your lane. Right? Though we're here in this moment together, we're always alone in the now. Does that make sense? You're alone with yourself and your thoughts. What are you thinking? Are you being kind? Speak kindly. I say it again. Speak kindly to the self. So as we meditate today, and this whole gathering is an art of meditation. Oh, good morning, Vicki. I had a hard time seeing the comments there. Now I see them. Okay. I'm going to refresh that. As we talk about recovering a sense of connection today, and there I just cleared up my connection, made it so I can see my comments. What a beautiful meditation it is to remember that we're always in a state of beginning anew. You can restart anytime with 3 deep breaths in through your nose and ground yourself. Come to the now. In this present moment, everything is fine. All is well. I feel better. I needed to slow down. I do so appreciate you all being here. I wonder if you could, in the comments, let me know if you've been reading along The Artist's Way. And I read the chapter again every time I do this, and I can't even tell you how many times I've read this stuff. But just seeing how these steps and this process works in a life is so interesting to me. So this week we're talking about recovering a sense of connection. And she says we're going to connect with our personal dreams and our personal desires. Practicing the art of listening. The ability to listen is a skill we're honing with both our morning pages and our artist dates. So let's go ahead and start on our marker meditation. Everything is energy, pure creative energy. And with that thought in mind, I'd like to draw ourselves as a container for connection, if you will. I'm going to aim this at my page for a minute and show you what I mean. Is I'm going to imagine myself in star pose, open to receive, arms wide. And I might have done one like that recently. And you're going to get to see it upside down at first here, but these are the arms and the hands open to receive. So we live in this land of abundance. Last week was recovering a sense of abundance. And just doing those exercises and talking about abundance and becoming aware of all of the abundance in my life, more abundance flowed. And I'm just thrilled. I like to make the head as kind of a heart kind of shape at first. You know, I may expand on that as we go. So I said a container for connection. So we want to make her outline and leave her kind of hollow. She's going to have a nice dress on that we can fill up with connection. And we're talking about connecting through the heart, a true connection to our life and to the people in it. So let's give her, them, him, a giant heart to start. A giant heart to start. I'm going to go ahead and do eyebrows. My marker's running out. I need to refresh my marker supply. Take some deep breaths. You might not have started your hand moving yet, and that's fine. I'll show you what I did so far. So I'm just making a container that I may, and it's a container of me, that I may feel with a sense of connection. So go ahead and do the outline, and I'm going to talk about the morning pages that Julia asked us to do as one of our, and I'm grabbing the next color, which is going to be purple. And I'm going to talk about the morning pages. I'll just read what Julia says. The morning pages train us to hear past our sensor. So the morning pages is 3 pages of brain drain in the morning that we're just keeping our hands moving. Hi, Wendy. I'm glad you're here, hon. Comfort and love to everybody who's watching. And have your best day ever. So I'm going to go with purple around that heart now. So the point here is to just continue to breathe. Practice the art of listening to the sound of my voice as I talk to you about connection. And keep your hand moving on the page and let your creativity just flow onto the page. When your hand stops moving and doesn't know what else to do, grab the next color of the rainbow is what I do. So that's what I'm suggesting. So I'm just making her dress purple right now. And I show up with at these marker meditations without a plan. And misguided. I'm misguided, and this is the artist's way. We're going to use all the colors today and just keep the hand moving and continue to switch colors. Eventually, as I talk, you may hear words that I say that you want to add to this art, and just let it become. And breathe. The other tool she asks us to use is the artist date. While the pages train us to hear past our sensor, the artist dates help us to pick up the voice of inspiration. And the artist date is just time spent with your artist child self doing something fun that you like to do. Like this gathering, playing with your magic markers, like flying a kite. Remember, Wendy, we flew a kite. Like making banana bread first thing in the morning. Like going for a walk in the rain and stomping in the puddles, you know? That's an artist day. Now, while both of these activities are apparently disconnected to the actual art of making art, they're critical to the creative process. Art is not about thinking something up. It's about the opposite. It's about getting something down on the page. I'm not asking you to think anything up with this art that we're creating today with our markers, but just to use the colors and get something down on the page. Get down with it, you know? Get down with your art daily. It's a daily practice. It's not a thinking up like these ideas. I'm going to read some more. If we're trying to think something up, we're straining to reach for something that's just beyond our grasp, up there in the stratosphere, you know, where the art lives, up on high, where the great ideas are. But when we get something down, there is no strain. We're not doing, we're receiving, we're getting. Someone or something else is doing the doing. Instead of reaching for inventions, we're engaged in the listening. That's deep stuff, right? Take a deep breath. Keep your hand moving. Let me read what else I have highlighted here. Hi, Shell. Oh, I love you too. I'm glad you're here. So, we're more than a conduit than the creator of what we express. We are more the conduit than the creator of what we express. Art is an act of tuning in and dropping down the well. It is as though all the stories, paintings, music, performances in the world live just under the surface of our normal consciousness. Like an underground river, they flow through us as a stream of ideas that we can tap down into. We drop down the well into the stream. We hear what's down there and we act on it. More like taking dictation than anything fancy having to do with art. Man, I wrote some profound stuff yesterday because it dropped down into me while I was in the tub. And I had to get out with the quickness and write it down. It had a chance to drop down into me because I was quiet. Julia says, I'm reading again here, take a deep breath. We can learn not only to listen, but also to hear with increasing accuracy, that inspired, intuitive voice that says, hey, do this, try this, say this, call this person. We're more an instrument. We are the instrument more than the author of our work. I don't know how to do what I do. I just do what I do. Julia continues by saying, Michelangelo is said to have remarked that he released David from the marble block he found him in. The painting has a life of its own. I try to let it come through. When I teach screenwriting, I remind my students that their movie already exists in its entirety. Their job is to listen for it, watch for it with their mind's eye, and then write it down. The same may be said for all art. I know for myself when I'm in the midst of a painting, one of those ones that takes me years to complete, everything I see, everything I hear is information, is guidance, is, for that. It's all for me. It's all for me. So some people find it easier to picture the stream of inspiration as being like radio waves of all sorts being broadcast at all times. With practice, we learn how to hear the desired frequency on request. We tune in to the frequency we want. That gives me the inspiration for what to do with this green. So I want to imagine like the frequency that is me radiating from me. And I'm just going to go around now with the next color and the next color and the next color. And like, once you accept that it is natural to create, you can begin to accept a second idea, that the creator will hand you whatever you need. Whatever you need. You don't have to know the whole thing. Just start. I'm going to go with yellow now.
And energy, energy, energy. We're just finding ways to raise our vibration and get back to that raw essential energy that we are, that unique voice that we are. So I'm now making radiation radiating from my heart, my marker's running out. Take a deep breath. When your marker runs out, avoid the noid. Don't get annoyed. Just grab the next marker. Everything's fine. Nothing's going wrong. Everything's as it should be. You are in the midst of the creative process, and you are the instrument. And that tool just went kaput, so you just get the next tool, and you continue on. We never know what's going to happen next. And isn't it fun to imagine that we might be connected to Source, and Source may be flowing through us and guiding this process, this creative process, even this life that we're in. And we find that, look at that. I'm going to use that orange to highlight her features here a little. Even the eyes. Works in progress. You know, I'm also here allowing you to see my work in progress as I go. And aren't we doing that anytime we engage with people or with the world? Is showing ourselves, being here now as a work in progress, and understanding that others are the same. The wind is nice. Take a deep breath. Let's see what else Julia has to say. Learn to accept the possibility that the universe is helping you with what you're doing. Expect the universe to support your dream, and it will. Next, we're going to talk about perfectionism. Perfectionism has nothing to do with getting it right. It has nothing to do with fixing things. It has nothing to do with standards. Perfectionism is a refusal to let yourself move ahead. It's a loop, an obsessive, debilitating, closed system that causes you to get stuck in the details of what you're writing or painting or making and to lose sight of the whole. Man, I feel so called out. So called out. I just talked with my counselor this week about my perfectionism and how it got here. I see now. And it all starts to make sense. Don't fear mistakes. There are none, said Miles Davis. The perfectionist writes, paints, creates with one eye on her audience instead of enjoying the process. The perfectionist constantly grades the results. The perfectionist has married the logic side of the brain. The critic reigns supreme in the perfectionist creative household. Oh no, we will not have the perfectionist reigning supreme in here for me anymore. Done with that. I'm going to grab a different marker here. Yeah, so there's a song I like to listen to, I think by AJR, that says, I'm tired of waking up with somebody I think I need to fix. So I'm going to read some more about what Julia says about perfectionism. As I do that, I'm going to keep my hand moving too and try to do too many things at once, right? All right, let me do this first and then I'll read to you. Take some deep breaths with me now. The wind is lovely. As we become more and more aware of the present moment, we can notice the simple things like the sound of that bird tweeting and that plane flying over and this ant crawling on my page. And oh, that wind is lovely, I say again. The wind reminds me of my dad. Yesterday was the anniversary 3 years ago of his death. Today's the day I found out. I wrote a lot about that yesterday, and my dad swung the bathroom door open when I was in the tub with a slam. The year he died, he was a deer, here, in this very spot. That's weird, I know. Be careful who you share your weird with. I'm sharing it with all of you. Because that's just how I do. Another artist friend was talking about being made fun of. Well, being made fun of by people in your life when you're a child or having your art made fun of is one of the things that activates that perfectionist. And maybe we often take on that voice then and make fun of ourselves, make fun of our own art. How silly is that? Oh, yeah. So don't let that critic reign supreme. To the perfectionist, there's always room for improvement. The perfectionism is not a quest for the best. It is a pursuit of the worst in ourselves. The part of us that nothing we do will ever be good enough and that we should try again. So a normal part of creativity is the letting go. We always do our best. We always do the best that we can by the light we have to see, she says. Now we got a spider friend here in the grass with me. Very aware of the now. So next we're going to talk about taking some risks. I mean, for me, when I start thinking about risk, that's one thing that will pull me out of the now. You start to get scared. You start to get anxious. What would I do if I didn't have to do it perfectly, Julia asks. A great deal more than I am. We've all heard that the unexamined life is not worth living. But consider, too, that the unlived life is not worth examining. The success of a creative recovery hinges on our ability to move out of our head and into action, and this brings us squarely into risk. I'll look like an idiot, we say to ourselves. What if I do it wrong? We deny that in order to do something well, we must first have to be willing to do it badly. Instead, we opt for setting our limits at the point where we feel assured of success. Living within our bounds, we may feel stifled, smothered, despairing, bored, but we do feel safe. And safety is a very expensive illusion. In order to risk, we must jettison our accepted limits. We must break through the I can't. Usually when we say we can't do something, what we mean is that we won't. Unless we're guaranteed that we'll do it perfectly. So I say, start replacing the word can't with won't. And see how that feels. You know, for me, my big thing is I'm going to create this No Voice, No Freedom show. Sometimes I say I can't because I don't, whatever. Who cares why? I just say I can't. What if I said I won't? Well, then that's me being willful and resistant to the creative flow. And that's not how I want to be. I see a heart in the clouds right now. I love you all for keeping up with me. So as blocked artists, we unrealistically respect and demand success from ourselves and recognition of that success from others. I'm going to read you a quote now. Take a deep breath. We cannot escape fear. We can only transform it into a companion that accompanies us on all our exciting activities and adventures. Take a risk a day, one small or bold stroke that will make you feel great once you have done it, says Susan Jeffers. You know, I realized a long time ago, I get scared. Change, new things, the dark. I just have been a scaredy cat a lot. And so I realized that, and Georgia O'Keeffe also said she was scared 99.9% of the time. So I realized that I'm scared doing things I want to do. I'm also scared doing things I don't want to do. And I get to choose what I do. So why not do the things I want to do, no matter how much it scares me? As long as I'm providing safety, and I know, realistically, I get stuck in my head. Okay, so let's see what Julia says, because I don't want to go into my fears anymore. I'm going to read to you now. To put it differently, very often a risk is worth taking simply for the sake of taking it. There's something enlivening about expanding our definition, our self-definition. And Arist does exactly that. Selecting a challenge and meeting it creates a sense of self-empowerment that becomes the ground for further successful challenges. Viewed this way, running a marathon increases your chances of writing a full-length play. And writing a full-length play gives you a leg up on a marathon. So complete the following sentence. If I didn't have to do it perfectly, I would try creating the No Voice, No Freedom show. There's a video. If you go to my page on Facebook, the first thing that comes up is a video. I think it's the one where I talk about what I would do if I didn't have to do it perfectly, and if I didn't have to have all the things in a row to start. And I don't, do I? And I've already started, haven't I? And I'm already on the path, aren't I? Yes, and we're expanding. So to show that expansion in this creative marker meditation that we're doing right now, I have boldly grabbed the red marker. Take some deep breaths with me. And I'm going to expand further my energy, loving this awareness, in red, and give her some lips. I like to do 2 dots for the upper lip, 2 dots for the bottom lip. They come together like the cutest little pursed lips, and then you can make the lines for the smile if you want to do the lips like that. Now I'm just energy expanding. Let's go back to the heart space and draw another heart inside the heart so that I can have the energy coming out of my heart boldly with the red. We're going in the direction that our heart wants us to go. Only your heart knows, you know? And as we share this connection, and that's what this chapter is about, sharing this human connection, this human experience. And we do that by sharing our creations. Sometimes when we share our creations and we see others sharing their creations, it brings up a feeling of jealousy. And that's what we're going to talk about next. Tough things to talk about. Hi, Sam. I love you. I see you there. I'm glad you're all still here with me now. Keep breathing deeply as I read to you what Julia has to say about jealousy. And I'm going to go back to my black marker to go back to her eyes on my sketch, and keep your hands moving with your markers and go with the flow. Change colors as you don't know what else to do. If you don't know which color, go to the next color of the rainbow. Try not to think. Only breathe and stare. Put it that way. Take some deep breaths and look at where you've come. Look at where you are now. Listen. Listen for the voice of inspiration. Keep your hand moving. Creating anew. Always creating anew. You're on your path. And all is well. Don't judge what you do. Let's talk about jealousy. Jealousy is a map. It differs. Each of our jealousy maps differs. Each of us will probably be surprised by some of the things we discover on our own. She says she, for example, has never been eaten alive with resentment over the success of others. But she did take an unhealthy interest in the fortunes and misfortunes of others. That's jealousy, you know. My jealousy had actually been a mask for my fear of doing something I really wanted to do, but was not yet brave enough to take action towards. So there you go. Jealousy is a map. It is actually a mask for your fear of doing something you really want to do. You're just not brave enough yet to take action towards it. Don't be mad at yourself now. Just listen. Jealousy is always a mask for fear. Fear that we weren't able to get what we want. Frustration that somebody else seems to have figured it out and seems to be getting what is rightfully ours, even if we're too frightened to reach for it. At its roots, jealousy is a stingy emotion. It does not allow for the abundance and multiplicity of the universe. Jealousy tells us there's room for only one. There's only room for one of us to do well. And it's me. That's what jealousy says. The truth revealed by action in the direction of our dreams is that there is room for all of us. There's room for all of us. Jealousy produces tunnel vision. It narrows our ability to see things in perspective. It strips us of our ability to see other options. The biggest lie that jealousy tells us is that we have no choice but to be jealous. Perversely, jealousy strips us of our will to act when action holds the key to our freedom. So, when you see that person doing that thing that they're so happy and joyful about, because they're on their path doing what they want to do, you feel that pang of jealousy going, oh, that could be me too. Right. So then, take time. She gives us some phrases to complete here. As a kid, maybe you lacked some nurturing. Maybe you lacked the encouragement that you needed, and you dreamed of being an artist, a musician, a singer, a cook, whatever. And we're realizing that you can dig those things up and try them again. Making our mantra, treating myself as a precious object makes me strong, was how we began this process of the artist way. And realizing that we didn't always have the tools and the things that we needed as a child to grow ourselves into this greatest thing that we want to be. But guess what? We still have time. We're works in progress, and here we are, still working on ourselves. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of your creative process and can't wait to see what you create next, and what you've created today as we keep our hand moving and make this marker meditation. Using all the colors addresses all the chakras and helps us find what feels good. We're finding what feels good together and learning to express our unique voice, regardless of those voices from our past that maybe made fun of us. Like I said, I heard another artist talking about that today. And, children aren't always nice to each other. Adults aren't always nice to children. We get bad messages sometimes. My dad thought I was great. That's what I remembered yesterday as I'm thinking about my dad, and he's been speaking to me from the other side. Great, great, great is a good affirmation. And my dad thought I was great, and he thought my art was pretty cool. And there's big love there, and there's big love available for ourselves, and that's what we're learning, is to love our artist self, love our child self, and be here now. So, I got in the flow. In chapter 7, recovering a sense of connection, I talked about my phone and the process I went through with my phone, and how I felt resistance to that connection. And now I'm grateful for that connection. I got a new phone, and I worked through my thoughts about in my beliefs about abundance that were preventing me from embracing that technology and that way of connecting with all of you. And I see now that as a great connector, and I get to choose. And I choose happy, I choose joyful messages, I choose joyful energy, and I choose to be here now to help raise my vibration first and help you all do the same. And energy, energy, energy. It's all just energy. That's from a Nako song, so if you haven't heard that song, check it out. Helps me. Magic also wrote a song, Feel Better. There it is. What helps you feel better? When you do those things that help you feel better, it raises your vibration, and then you carry that energy into your people, and it helps them feel better when they're around you. We are so connected. So I love to be able to be here now to help us all recover a sense of connection to that divine source to your creative higher self that only wants the best for you and me, wants us all to succeed. Universal compassion includes you and me. So I'm going to put my camera here back on my page a minute and turn it right side up for you. She has a crown, you see. What was that one awful sentence about the critic reigning supreme in the perfectionist's creative household? The critic no longer reigns supreme in this, my perfectionist's creative household. You see, the perfectionist has been silenced as I focus on the breath. So let's all take a leap of faith out of the dark into our creative, shiny selves and create something new. We're going to be going on to chapter 9 next. I encourage you to continue to use your morning pages to sign your name to this creative marker thing that we did today, and share it in the comments on this post if you would. Share your joy with your friends. I'm going to read a quote here in a minute. Know that you know. That's me talking to you. Know that you know the right thing for you. Know that you have a voice worth hearing. What you have to say is worth listening to. What you create is worth seeing. The song you sing is worth listening to. I want to hear it. I'm going to read you now a quote. Claudia Black says, "Trust in yourself. Your perceptions are often far more accurate than you are willing to believe." I'm going to say that again in closing. Trust in yourself. Your perceptions are often far more accurate than you are willing to believe. Thank you, Claudia Black. Next week, which we're going to continue to breathe in and out all week long, and read about recovering a sense of strength. Chapter 8, recovering a sense of strength, is what we'll be talking about next week. I like to end our gathering with things we're looking forward to, and I am looking forward to everything. I'm looking forward to every experience, every meeting, seeing each one of you in the physical as I go out into the world. I have someone coming to visit today that I haven't seen in a long time. I'm looking so forward to that. I'm looking forward to what I'm going to say next. I'm looking forward to what I'm going to create next. I'm looking forward to doing my best. I'm looking forward to showing up. I'm looking forward to being here now. Present presence. I am. I'm looking forward to loving myself more. I'm looking forward to opening that door to my heart daily. I love you now. I appreciate you. I thank you for showing up. Yeah, I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear about your experience with the morning pages. Moon Marie has been sharing some of her morning pages on YouTube if you want to check that out lately. We had such a great gathering last week talking about recovering a sense of abundance, and I have been living in the land of abundance for some time now, and I continue to stay here. All right, I'm going to close us up for now. I love you so much. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you next week. Have the best week ever. Peace out, friends.